Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another film review. Tonight, or today, you can see it's daylight, uh, got something a little bit different to you. Today I'm reviewing BFI's release of The Big Banana Feat, starring Billy Connolly. So let's give you a little information about the film. Okay, this is a UK film. It's a comedy documentary. It came out in 1977. It only runs for 77 minutes. That's quite short. Certification 12. Directed by David Peat. Starring and written by Billy Connolly. This is the new BFI restoration because this is quite a rare find. It's been like lost for quite a while. This film documentary. I think it was shown years ago, and then it sort of disappeared. So let's have a little look at the release. This is I'll first of all read you the back about the features. Newly restored by BFI and presented on Blu-ray and DVD. Murray Grigger and Billy Johnson in conversation. 18 minutes. We also have a 30-minute film called Clydescope, which is a panorama of Clyde from Biggar to Brodick, with Billy Connolly as your guide. Blast, 1975, 24-minute short film by the Arts Council of Great Britain. And it's also got a few trailers in there. And the first print of this comes with a limited slipcase, which I've got. And it comes with a booklet, which is only available in the first pressing of this release. Yeah, so this has been lost, I believe, for quite a while, and they've been spent about 5 years restoring it, and eventually now finally this month it's got a release right at the end of May. It came out at the end of May, and so I thought I'd give you a little review of it. Now, this is a sort of documentary following Billy on tour in 1975 in Ireland. He's just finished like a UK tour in the sense of like England and Scotland and that, and he's gone over to Ireland and he's playing some shows in Dublin and then finishing off in Belfast, Northern Ireland. And this sort of just shows us mostly behind the scenes. Just little clips of him behind the scenes having conversations with different sort of press and newspaper and radio people and stuff like that, and meeting like the venue sort of staff and things like this. And it's sort of entwined with a few clips of him on stage, you know, showing a few clips of his jokes. And then it's got like some clips of him backstage in the backstage room, or going to his hotel room in Ireland, and when he first arrives to Ireland and things like this. And then you see him later in the film getting questioned why is he going to Belfast with all the trouble that's going on, because this is in the 70s, sort of like the height of like where all the troubles were going on in Northern Ireland. But he just said, well, I sell a lot of records there, you know, a lot of my records sell there, and so I want to go and give something back. So he goes and performs a couple of shows in Belfast, and he's questioned after, did he leave certain material out? And he said, yeah, he did. He said, because in this place where it's sort of a troubled place, where there's like trouble nearly on every corner, he didn't want to remind people of the troubles that are going on. He said, I want to just give them a good time. So Billy Connolly, back in this day, he did a lot of songs and sort of like jokes. So he was like a sort of singer and sort of a spoken word artist. You could class him as. He's a stand-up comedian, but he integrates music into his show, a bit like the other comedian that I love called Mike Harding. he was the same. He used to integrate a lot of music into his shows. So did Jasper Carrot, I believe. But Billy Connolly is one of the sort of ones that sort of led the way to and started off doing that. And this is like a restored film of a very early tour of his. What do I think of it? I thought it was good. I really enjoyed it. There's a few negative things, but I'll get to those in a minute. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's great to see some rare footage of sort of like Billy back in the 70s. And it was kind of sort of semi-undirected. Like I said, it's just like clips put together. It reminded me, I used to have a documentary about Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, about a tour in the 90s, and it was exactly the same for them. It was just unscripted, just clips from backstage between shows, and this is what this is like. And you see sort of things, him having not even the whole interviews with people, just bits of it. You don't see the whole interviews. But yeah, it was really good to see, and they've done a really good job in restoring it, because it looks quite nice, considering of its age and it's been lost for so long. I expect it's probably had loads and loads of noise on the film. The negatives of this now, I don't think it's long enough, to be honest. I think it's 77 minutes running time is too short. I think there's two things they could have done to have made it more interesting. It would add unseen footage, like some more of his on stage sort of show, and showing more of the concerts, or in a special feature showing one of the whole shows. Surely they must have filmed the whole show when they were filming this documentary. Surely they would have filmed one, and they could have put it in the special feature. I mean, his shows only last an hour. So you think that they could have maybe added that into a special feature, or just made the clips that they put in from the shows a little bit longer, so you get to enjoy and see his humour more, because his humour gets a little bit lost because it shows you parts of a joke, and it's just like, what's everyone laughing at, you know? And so I think that's the only sort of real negatives to the film. But apart from that, if you're a Billy Connolly fan, this is fantastic, you know what I mean? And I am a Billy Connolly fan, so it's great to have this. But if you're an outsider, you probably wouldn't have got much out of it. So on that reason only, I'm going to score this as a great watch and give it an 8 out of 10. Like I said, it's lost a few points just because I think it doesn't show Billy in his full genius as he is. Yes, it's great to see him wearing his banana shoes, which is cool. I believe they're in the museum in Glasgow. But it was great to see it. But it didn't grab me. You know, it didn't grip me. The documentary wasn't sort of like. It would have been nice to see them filmed a bit more around outside, like with the public, and maybe because you go from one room to another, and then you're at the show, and you're backstage, and then you see a few clips backstage, and then back to another room, and that. There's only probably about 2 or 3 clips in the film of him walking around like one of the towns. There's another bit of the film where he goes to the airport in Belfast, and he's met by a few soldiers there. Obviously because they've been told to stay there for security reasons. But apart from that, it's all filmed indoor at the theatre, and I just thought, yeah, that loses a bit. So it would have been nice to have had a bit more sort of like him sort of like, I don't know, maybe clowning the road or interaction with public, because I'm sure a lot of public would have gone up to him and said, "Oh, Billy," you know, and all this sort of thing. There's a couple of bits in there where people grab autographs from him and stuff like this. And there's a funny bit in there about a slow pouring teapot, which is quite cool. But, you know, apart from that, I quite enjoyed it. It was a fun watch. It's not something I would go back to masses to watch, but it is great to have in my collection, considering it's like a long lost piece of film. So I'm happy to have that. Big Banana Feet, 8 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below. Any of you guys seen it when it first was come? I think it was shown on BBC or something like that on TV. Could have possibly been ITV, but it was first shown, I believe, on television, and then it disappeared for years and years and years. And finally, they found a copy, the BFI, and they've restored it. And it's taken them over 5 years to do it, apparently. But yeah, it's good to when these sort of rare bits of films come out, because these are important films, you know. Although it's not the best of films, it's still an important film, because you know it sort of maps Billy's early comedy, and it sort of like shows him as a human being as such, not just someone on stage. And he's a massive character, the Big Yin. So it's great to have, and to sort of like have something that's been lost for a long time in your collection. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.